I've provisionally cast on 4 stitches. Now, to work the chart, the first row of the chart, I'm going to need 5 stitches. And this is where things get a little bit confusing. But if you look at your chart, see if I can get it under here for you, you'll see that on the very first row of the chart, there's a yarn over that has no decrease. So this row has an increase on it, and therefore once I've made this row, there will be 6 stitches. But in order to make the row, I need 5 stitches. And the way to tell how many stitches you'll need on your needle to work the first row of an edging chart is to look at the very last row, or row 6, where there are only 5 stitches. So I know I need 5. So I've provisionally casted on 4, and eventually I'll use these live stitches that are going to be left and graft them as I come all the way around. I'll end here, and then I'll be able to graft the stitches together. So to start, you could use the other end of your circular needles, but it can get a little confusing when you go to put the other borders on. So if you're just starting out, it's a lot simpler to just use a double pointed needle, short, and that way all the stitches can move to one end of a needle or the other. It's easier to move things around. Now this is just the start. I'm not looking at the chart yet. I want to get the border or the edging stitches on and connected to the border. So what I'm going to do is I've done the provisional cast on just like we did to start the center, is I'll knit these 4 stitches. Now remember, I'm going to need 5, and I'm going to get that stitch when I head towards the border. Now you'll see I'm knitting in toward those border stitches, and once I've got these 4 stitches knit, I'm going to knit the first stitch of those border stitches, and now I've got 5, and this is how I'll start. So now I'm ready to work out, and I'll work the very first row of the chart, which tells me to slip the stitch. So I'm going to slip, yarn over, decrease, and just like any project, the first row is always the worst row. Knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. And you'll be careful there because you've got the open edge where you start. Now I'll work back towards the center, which is row 2 of the chart. Which I'm simply going to slip, get my yarn going, and then knit 4. Now I've got the last stitch of the border right here, and then the last stitch of the edging, and then these are the border stitches. And so I'm going to connect the edging to the border by knitting 2 together through the back loop. Then I'll turn and work the next row of the edging, which is row 3. I'll work it out, I'll turn back, and then I'll knit these 2 stitches together. But to start, I'll always slip and move the yarn to the back, which in this case I've got to make a yarn over.